Soda Mali Toko. Yes, once again, welcome to the Iron Discipline. And thank you for everybody for supporting, subscribing, and leaving comments. It's very much appreciated. Yes, the reason I look this way, I know I probably look like, whew, I just finished again once another good, like we would say training, training or a good regimen, or we say exercise, but I feel good, I'm an avid runner. So, so I always do my running every day. You know what I mean? Can't disturb the groove. Can't disturb my groove because one thing about any town, any city I go, one thing that's gonna be in my traveling bag is a pair of sneakers, a pair of running sneakers. Probably not even one. Probably have two. You know what I'm saying? So that's one of my things. Like you say, some people need their thing. Like some people may take their laptop. For me, it's my running sneakers. Anywhere I go, I have them. That and my Buna, which means coffee. Gotta have my Buna, gotta have my sneakers. Anywhere I go, travel, that's gonna be a must, a mandatory. You know what I'm saying? So, and that's also a part of today's kind of like episode of the Iron Discipline. Not more just running, but saying, always keeping the discipline to say when you want to exercise. Because as I was running, and also I was thinking about also that I know a lot of times people get discouraged from exercise, like how running, like, okay, and that can be interpreted in many ways, meaning as some days you may feel discouraged, like me. Due to I love running, first of all, besides discipline, you gotta have the love for something. If you have the love for something, that alone will give you the inspiration to kind of push through and follow through with your regimen or your training skills. Excuse me. So like I said again, like myself, like I said, look from my third stance as far as again, me being a runner. Most people, if you don't really have that, like with almost anything in a sense, that kind of takes away. Even though you can still do it, but it's like first gotta have the love and the discipline. And also too, what I want to talk about was days when you really feel like you don't really do it. And again, that can be confusing because some days your body can be very tired. I mean, okay, to get you motivated sometimes, these I'm gonna give you good factors that gives you motivation, like if you exercise or even doing anything that you have to do and take care of, which you'll be trying to be persistent with a certain regimen or a certain habit, because a habit builds a routine, and routines are very positive because they also build confidence and strength. But let's just say for running, for example, or exercise, I'm gonna use that because a lot of people, that's always one of the biggest craze and fads out there. Let's say for me, besides just the mental motivation of running for the love, is also, like I said, Buno, which again means coffee. If I drink a little bit of coffee, I'm out the door. Some people, or some beet juice, it depends. People have different things. You know what I'm saying? Or some people can have music. I mean, like I said, music is okay, but mostly coffee's my thing. Like some people like mainly music. Or you can think about certain goals that, let's say that, like when people like as a fitness instructor, also besides me being a runner and a running coach and nutrition, I'm also a fitness trainer. And this is what I get from people. They want to have a summer body for the summer so they can go on the beach and they can feel good so when they took their shirt off. Or even let's say a woman when she's pregnant and after she gives birth, she wants to be able to get her physique back. So those could be motivations that can make you say, okay, you have a purpose. Or for example, just to say that, just to know that also too, one of the biggest things is keeping your word. Because if you're going to start something, if your mind is made, it's different if you're thinking about it, but if your mind's already made, only a promise is comfort to a fool to say that once you commit yourself to something, they say our word is our bond. Once you put your word in, that's actually energy, that's literally, and you wonder why things sometimes don't work out for a person's because you put your energy out there. That's what they say, be mindful what you say and what you do, because whatever you put out there, that frequency that you're going to commit to something, you have to think about. See, some people they think they just say yes because They're thinking about the easiest part, the reward part, but you have to think about the sufferation, because the sufferation is what builds to the joy. Because you have to go through pain to receive joy. You have to be sad to become happy. So in life, there's always a cycle. That's why you have the yin and the yang, the negative and the positive. To reach one, you're going to need one so you can accomplish the main goal as far as to enjoy anything that you partake of. So again, if you put yourself and your promise out there, continue with it. Because the only thing you got in this life is your word. If you cannot keep your word, you really have nothing. So that's even with yourself. Not more or less other people. You have to keep it true to you. That's what they say. Always be true to yourself. So be true to yourself. It starts to become a build-up, a habit, and the promise. And then it starts to influence the other people to where that goes back to gain respect. So if you're going to do something, you may have some rocky days or rough days, tough days, because that comes with the territory. But you think it through before you jump in. It's like jumping rope. You see, like when they jump in rope, before they do it, they get the rope jumping first, and then they start to jump in, because get the rhythm of your mind also with the impact of the force of what you're partaking of, and then you can go with the flow. Because once you stay with it, remember, your confidence is building too. See, that's the part you have to look at. Once you do with it, basically you're building up. There's no way but up, not down. So the thing positive is that you keep doing it. Like me, running. Some days when it's cold outside, that alone would deter the average person. But me, again, I drink my little Boona, my coffee, and I think about just the love of just running. I'm out the door. And then once I finish, the biggest joy is once you finish, you relax, and you take that sigh, like that, you did it. And that can help you with other activities in your life. So see, again, so one thing can actually help you in the long run with other activities, because it's making you endure. Because by enduring, it builds patience, and it builds tolerance. So gather that. But also too, now this is like they say, Dr. Jekyll, Dr. Hyde means the flip side now. Now some days your body can be telling you to recover. Let's say a runner who's running 2 or 3 months straight. Or let's say not even that long, let's say you've been running for a whole month straight. And probably you're like on the probably one day out of that month, his body really may say, hey, take it easy. And sometimes that's different, because some days you have to listen to your body, because injuries, you don't want to get injured either. So that's going to be the flip side of it. Some days your body can be lack of motivation because your body's really physically tired. Now, if your body's tired to where you feel a pain, to where that it literally feel a pain to where it has you limping, or you're really in pain to where you have to, now take a day off, take a day or two off. Now that's the difference. Don't be foolish between running in pain and just because you don't want to do something. Those are two different. That's why I said that some days you may not want to activity just because your mind just say, yeah, I just want to relax. But you still have to do it. Now, if your body is aching and you feel, again, like you may feel a sore to where that is really bothering you and it's very sore and it's painful, or you have an ankle and it's twisted, now that's a sign. Take a day off, because you never want to pressure yourself to where that you really in pain and you're not listening to your body. So basically, that's why they say the body and mind has to coincide with one another and kind of listen to each other. So that's the difference between being smart and being foolish. So again, on days when you probably just feel, you can still do it. That's just sometimes a little bit of probably need extra rest or something like that. You can still go out the door. But days like that too, you may want to take it easy. Like today, when I ran, due to like a little bit of soreness in myself, but I've been doing so long that I can build up tolerance than the average person. So my soreness is not the average soreness where a person may say, oh, sore to where that they literally can't walk. I'm still walking, but my thing is, if I feel sore like that, sometimes for soreness, like for a runner, you just go for an easy jog that day. Don't worry about speed or pushing, because if you're doing that, that can cause injury. So for me to get a good recovery, or days I really feel like lazy, I would still go for a run, but I wouldn't put a high intensity like days when I'm feeling good or when I have a hard session. So that's again, it's a lot of things to that. Again, always on days like I said again, with the motivation. Because the greatest motivation is your mind. So I'm gonna retract again what I was saying. Basically, if days where you feel very relaxed, that's your body feeling relaxed. But don't take that as a sign that you should not do it. Stick with what you're doing, because again, you're gonna have a lot of days when the temptation of I don't want to do it. But we're gonna have those. But separate those from days when you really feel tired. Like tired when I mean that if you go out there and you really feel drained, like even if you're pushing and you're drained, sometimes it can be from lack of hydration. It can be lack of proper nutrition, or you can be dehydrated. So think about those, or injuries. So know the difference when you should really take off and still perform. You can still perform just because you feel a little yawn. That don't mean that your body can perform. You just have a little yawn. But like I said, but if it's something to where that you feel drained, and even if you drinking a little bit of stuff, food or energies, drinks, so you still feel a certain way, sometimes your body just needs to relax for a day or two, so you can get extra. Especially if you're going through like a marathon runner, the sessions is very vigorous. Like elite marathon runners, let's say for example, like myself, and other greats like the great Eliud Kipchoge or Kenenisa Bekele, when guys run twice a day. In the morning time, may run like, how would you say, 12, 13, 15 miles in the morning, then the afternoon, another 6 miles in the afternoon. So in a week, those brothers are running like 130 miles a week. But they're getting proper rest. They're getting naps during the midday. Their nutrition is very, very, very good, and they're getting proper rest. So, but still, if your body feels to where now, let's say as an athlete, you're training, and you say your ankle is hurting now, it's really hurting to where it's stopping you from even, like, let's say you run it from you pushing off with the foot. That's a day you have to take off, because you want to monitor that, because it might probably just need a day or two, just because your body can be overwear. Because remember, as you're pounding the ground, the pavement, sometimes it can be overused, or sometimes it can be the sneakers that you're wearing, because certain sneakers can wear out, and once they wear out, it starts to wear off in your ankles and on your foot. So that's why I say when it comes to exercise or things in life, especially now, I use exercise for example again, because sometimes those are the dynamics of it. Sometimes you just have to rest. If you're really feeling pain to where it's unbearable, just rest. Because if you miss a day or two, you don't lose fitness. Your body just needs that rest so it can come back. And then too, that can make you even stronger, because by you listening to it, you gave it time to heal. And healing means too, while you're also resting that day, make sure you drink plenty of fluids, hydrate yourself, drink plenty of waters, eat lots of fruits so they can go, because fruits is one of the another best ways to hydrate, because that gets into your cells, the fruits. And also have a nice protein, because protein helps rebuild the muscles. If muscles are tore and sore, protein, water, those things help build back a lot of the fatigueness and a lot of the pain that you are going through and that you are feeling. And again, the main thing, again, like I said, if you promise yourself something, continue to stick with it. That's the biggest overall lesson about this. And again, I use exercise example because exercise is something that a lot of people get themselves into, and plus it's healthy. So that's why exercise, I always really push the issue with that. And that's why I use that example. But again, it's for anything in life. Again, if you make yourself and partake in something, your word is the only thing that we have. Without that, you have nothing. You have no ground to stand on. So stick by your promise. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. Because in the long run, it really does pay off. The payoff, like I said, it builds up the confidence. It builds up the things to carry through. It's like a marathon. Like I always tell you, when you have mile 20, and it's a thing where they call hitting the wall in marathon terms, because your body can be so depleted that you're so fatigued. But if your mind is there, your mind will push your body through and say, we can get through this another 6 more miles, because a marathon is 26.2 miles, 42.2 kilometers. And if you can get through that, 26.2 miles, and finish that, you're very amazing. So think about that. The mind is the most powerful weapon that we have. And by us using that and really using it to us, you can do anything. Even through going through the trenches and suffering with those activities. So again, so keep your promise with the activities that you're doing. Keep your promise to your loved ones when you say you're going to do something. Most of all, keep your promise to yourself, because by keeping your promise to yourself, you're being true to who you are. You're being true to yourself. So again, stay fit, stay healthy, and stay true to your word. And also too, start doing a little running. It does pay off. Even running itself pay off. Thanks once again for everybody tuning into the Iron Discipline. And thanks for all my viewers. Again, for subscribing, taking time out of your time to write comments, to look at my videos. It's very much appreciated. I salute you. And again, Soda Mali Toko. Salute.